everybody, I'm Miss Heather at the Powerhouse, and today I'm going to teach you how to make Constellation Slime. This is part of our Winter Wonderland Take-Home Science Kit. To get it off started, you're just going to need a couple of things from home for this activity. You're going to need a little bit of water. You're going to need a mixing bowl and spoon or something to mix with. You can also do this entirely in the baggie if you want. It is totally possible to just open the baggie, add all the ingredients, and then use the baggie itself to mix them, kind of with your hands. It might be a little bit more difficult if you're more used to just mixing in a bowl. That's totally okay. Both ways work. In your activity kit, in your box of science experiments, we've provided for you all of the materials you need for the activity. You have a container with a lid that also has some sequins. And the sequins are going to be the stars in your slime later on. In that container is also a little tiny baggie of glue that's going to be the base of your slime, some activator, some food coloring, some baking soda, and my favorite, glitter. Cannot have a night sky without glitter. How pretty it turns out. Anyways, getting distracted. To make your Constellation Slime, first off, you will need the help of a grown-up with a pair of scissors. Have your grown-up ask them very nicely to open up the activator for you using a pair of scissors. There we go. And you're going to go ahead and add that directly to the glue. You can add the glue to your bowl. You want to add it into the bowl first and then mix it in the bowl. You can do that, or you can add it directly to the baggie. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add all that activator. There's the activator. Next, we're going to pop open the baking soda, and we're going to add the baking soda. And the baking soda in. And then we're also going to add a little bit of water, just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and give that a little stir real quick, just to make sure that baking soda doesn't stain into clumps. You don't want that. You don't want clumpy slime. Close my baggie. If you are doing it this way, make sure you close it all the way before you start mixing so none of it leaks out. But I'm going to go ahead and get in here with my fingers and break up those little clumps. Make sure everything's mixed together. You want everything to be the same color, the same consistency, the same thickness. You want everything to be mixed all together. Those little clumps of baking soda, and I'm getting those all mixed into the rest of the slime. You know what? It looks really thick right now, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more water. Just a little bit more water. There we go. And I'm going to close it back up again very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. Here we go. Now we're going to keep mixing. So, while I'm mixing the slime, I'll go ahead and tell you what's going on inside of the baggie. What's happening with all of these things that I'm adding together and mixing into each other. So, glue contains a polymer called PVA, polyvinyl acetate. And in glue, normally, those just kind of slither around, they slide past each other, they're all over the place, suspended in the water in the glue. When glue dries, the water evaporates, and those long strands of polyvinyl acetate chains, those polymers, get stuck wherever they're at and however they're tangled. When we add the activator to the glue, the activator contains something called borax. And what the borax does is it makes all of those long strands of chains of PVA molecules stick to each other instead of to everything else. So instead of sliding past each other, they get tangled. And as they get tangled to each other, that's how we get that cool, fun consistency of the bouncy and stringy and the slimy slime. Let's see, it's starting to peel away. You can tell it's ready when it starts to peel away from the baggie. I'm going to show you mine. It's not quite ready yet. You can see some bits are peeling away, but not all of it. I'm going to go ahead and keep mixing. Alright. Now what I'm going to do, it's not quite mixed yet, but that's alright. I'm going to go ahead and add my food coloring while I'm mixing. So again, have a grown-up help you open up these things, and be very careful with the food coloring because it's food coloring, so it'll stain your hands for a day or two. It might stain your clothes. Just be really careful with it. I'm going to close this bucket. And I'm going to keep mixing. I'm going to keep mixing. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Make sure you really get in there and break up all of those chunks. If you're mixing with a bowl and a spoon, make sure you're scraping the sides of the bowl and getting all the way to the bottom. You're not just mixing the middle part. Make sure you get all the way to the sides and the edges of the bowls. Go ahead. Let's see. Feels really sticky. It's starting to pull away. Starting to pull away a little bit. Split up. Keep mixing. It might feel like it's taking forever and you're not making slime and you're just stirring glue and it's never ending. But I promise you, it will. It takes a little while. It takes some patience, it takes some elbow grease, but you'll get there. If something terrible happens and for some reason it's just not making slime and it's just not working at all, I will tell you the secret is you need to find some contact solution. And contact solution looks like this. It's what's in the activator. If it's really, really, really sticky and it's just not, you just need a little bit more activator. And you can get that at any grocery store or CVS or whatever, unless you have a mom or a dad who wears contacts, in which case they might have some. Make sure you're getting the kind that has borax in it, because borax is what makes slime slime. All right, so I just opened this bag and it came out almost totally clean off the top like that. So I'm gonna think that I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna put my hands in here. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, that's some perfect slime right there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this out of the baggie. Come on out, slime. And it's still a little bit sticky, but that is all right. I don't mind getting a little messy. I hope you don't either. All right. So see how the slime's, it's doing a pretty good job. It's sticking to itself more than sticking to everything else. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this baggie away. All right, and now, oops. All right, so my little sequins, my stars are in there, and we're gonna just go ahead and keep mixing this with our hands. Oh yeah, look at that. The great thing about slime is that it sticks to itself. So if it's stuck to your hands, you can always get it off by sticking more slime to it. Anyways, so once your slime has come together, as mine has, fairly well, make sure you get it off of yourself and into the container. So, as it is now, you can kind of see the different stars that are in there. And you see some of them are really close and they're really bright, and some of them are farther away and they're a little dimmer. And it's kind of the same thing through space. We think there's nothing in space, but there's distance. It makes things smaller and darker and less bright the farther the things away. So what we're going to do next, we have all of our slime all ready to go in there with our constellation sequins. Very last step we need to do is, of course, my favorite part, the glitter. Again, have a grown-up help you with this part. Open up the little tube. And then we're just gonna put the glitter in. Yay, glitter. And just mix your glitter in. See, there's some chunks. If you stretch it out, loop it together, pull it all together, that'll help get everything mixed in consistently. And with that, we are done. You made Constellation Slime, just like we do at the Powerhouse.